we've just got always think
Why are they all covered in coleslaw?
Can you describe what this time is like? Weeks leading up to the release of an album that is still very personal to you, and it's going to just go out to the world and become everybody else's item.
It's
a frenetic time, isn't it? There's definitely lots going on, lots in the schedule. I think we're really excited. I think, we love the album. And, we really want people to hear it. So I'm personally really excited. I don't feel nervous. I don't think that nervous. I don't think, because I like it so much myself. But how do you feel, Joel?
Well, not enough time to get nervous. It's only keeping us very busy, and which is amazing. The support, and we've hit the ground in a few places we've been over the years where we maybe haven't had as many people to speak to. So it's been really great. The reaction for people maybe like yourself. Have you heard the record already? Or?
I have. I love it.
Yeah, so it's been amazing seeing people's reactions, and just waiting for everyone else to hear it now.
No, I got into your band because I love dream pop. And when I play the new album, I don't hear the dream pop, but I still love the album. So I'm hoping that everybody else feels the same way when they hear it.
Cool.
Can you talk a little bit about being in Canada? Whenever you go to different countries, you must have some kind of a memory or some kind of a thing that happened while you were playing or unwinding or whatever. When you come to this city, what do you think of?
We had an amazing moment, I think maybe the first time we went to Canada, where we drove past the Niagara Falls and they were completely frozen over and we were playing Waterfalls, Paul McCartney song.
Yep.
And that was amazing to see a frozen Niagara Falls. It's not really that much to do with the city or anything, but that memory is a fond one for me.
Nice.
I remember being outside a Bucking Bronco bar one night and eating poutine for the first time. That's my other memory. And I was like, I don't know if I like poutine.
Toronto, particularly, like the crowd really got behind us. Like our shows here always sell well for us, and so we're very grateful and we love coming back because of that. And we played that beautiful theatre last time we were here. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's really cool. Yeah, I love playing in Toronto.
Nice.
I think I had one of my favourite days off in ages here. A couple of days ago, and went up on the island and hung out and kind of went swimming. And it's so beautiful, such a pretty city. I really like it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
There was a show that I saw here. I think you were opening for the 1975.
Oh, wow, that was
And you would have flown home because you were going to become a dad, right?
It was replaced.
Yeah.
I don't have the easiest time getting to I didn't. I lost my passport on Theo's birthday. So Freddie, who was already filling in for George in 1975, also filled in for me. So it was great.
Yes, we played 3 gigs that night.
That's why he was there. Sorry,
Yeah.
Incredible. Thank you, Freddie.
Good show.
Thank you.
Better show. Yeah.
That was the one.
I wasn't going to say that. When I played The Clearing for the first time, I just listened to it right through, and it felt to me like something that just got sort of time teleported 45, 50 years from back in the 70s to right now. That can't be an easy thing to do as a band, to put out something that sounds established and whole and realized. And I want to applaud you on that.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. It's really nice to hear. I think, when we were writing it, we didn't want it to sound like it was like retro or pastiche, but obviously, it's kind of like a love letter to that era with the sonics and the way we approached the songwriting, but we wanted it to sound like an album by a band today as well. Hearing what you just said, it's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you have any songs for the new album written prior to switching over to Columbia Records?
Yeah. There are aspects of Passenger Seat that are really old.
Sure.
I think there may be a couple things, but I actually can't remember when it all kicked off, did it? No, we did a couple of sessions while we were still touring Blue Weekend, right, when we were...
Yeah, at the end of Blue Weekend we were trying to go in and out of the studios to try and work on some stuff that I suppose was new. And that probably came before we signed the record deal, yeah. So there's always kind of songs like in the background, but when you're touring it's so hard to like, which just now is just trying to sort something out.
Yeah.
When you're away you can't concentrate necessarily.
Yeah.
Or at least we've not managed to find the balance of like in and out of studio and touring at the same time. So everything got properly realised after we finished Blue Weekend's tour cycle, which was the end of 22, and then like halfway through 23 we started to get back together, and there had been songs that people had amassed on their own, and then we started to work through those.
What does a demo for Wolf Alice sound like? Like what did Bloom Baby Bloom sound like before you brought it into the studio and polished it all up?
Crap.
Didn't.
Well,
No,
I
it
think
wasn't
like
by any
sometimes,
means.
I've kind of, me personally, shoot demos. There's two different ways. Like one, you're like, you know that you're going to get into a room with your bandmates, and so you don't like try. You just want to like get down the main idea really, and all the bits that you feel passionate about, and then just leave. Like, you know, I think Blue Baby Bloom was very much like that. Like, I just used a drum loop or something just because I was quickly like, I knew that we would all put in our parts, and I didn't want to write them.
Right.
Yeah, but so it didn't sound so like it's got a very like garage batty vibe.
Right.
But it's did the job to get
the idea out.
the idea.
Yeah, I remember hearing it for the first time walking to the rehearsal space from where I was staying. The chorus, I was like, that chorus is huge. Everything, the lyrics, sentiment, the energy, it was there in your demo.
Nice.
Off camera there's a drone flying by the exit.
Oh, is that what we're
Excellent.
seeing?
Do you have that kind of shorthand with all of your songs, where you'll put something together and it's like, well, we'll fix it up when we get together, or we'll fix it up in the studio?
I think this time round, like really did that, like just knowing that, like we played into each other's strengths, and like just like demos. A lot of the demos were there just to like, so you wouldn't forget the song, rather than like working out the parts and stuff like that. Like sometimes that's really fun, and for like in other albums we got really like we were like really excited about production ideas, and so the demos maybe more intricate. But I feel like a lot of these ones were more like just to remember the song.
You may have answered this already, but I'd love to know. 12 years ago, how did Theo and Joel wind up getting into the band? What did that process look like?
Oh my god, let me think back.
It was through, I guess it was through our manager at the time, right?
Yeah.
Somebody was helping us out, who we had a chat. We'll start with Joel.
Yeah.
We had a guy that I was friends with from school who was playing drums for a while, a guy called James DC. Hiya, James. And Joel filled in for him after he broke his arm, because he was on my shoulders at a music festival and fell off my shoulders and
What were
broke
you
his
watching?
arm. Was it Patti Smith?
Yeah. Do you know what's so? We've said this before, but before we knew each other, I was also at that gig, and I was watching Patti Smith at that festival.
That's so
Did
cool.
you push your...
Sorry.
Some
Yeah,
guy
isn't that such strange serendipity that I was at that show, not realizing my life had changed completely.
Right.
No, so Joel usurped my friend, and
Then I usurped Deli's friend.
wait a minute. There was a friend of Ellie's, a friend of all of ours, Sadie Clear, who was playing the bass for a while, and she went off to go to nursing school, I think, right? So we were down someone. Theo was filling in, and we were looking for a girl to replace Sadie, and we didn't find anyone, so we got Theo.
Pure, just being there,
Nice.
nothing else.
Me and Theo know each other since we were teenagers. We saw you guys play as like fans.
Nice.
Powers Bar and Kilburn.
Yeah, Powers Bar and Kilburn.
But
Nice.
it did feel immediately, right, when we were all together, it was like, oh shit, this feels really good. Yeah. When these guys usurped our friends.
Usurped your friends.
Yeah.
How different is doing promo for this album compared to doing Blue Weekend, which came out sort of in the wake of the pandemic?
Yeah, it's
Oh, that
really
was
different.
bizarre, wasn't it? We just spent days, weeks at home on Zoom.
It was crap.
Yeah.
Like
The pandemic or just doing the
I mean,
promo?
yeah, both. no, doing promo is fine because you kind of, at least you have something to do.
Yeah.
I think it was really difficult for people, and it was a strange energy exchange because like so much of our life is made up of recording songs to then play live to see people react to that, and it's a shared experience so much of the time. I think our Glastonbury performance recently, a lot of people have been like, "Wow, that was so amazing," and I think that was because of the crowd,
Right.
most of the time, and it was kind of, even though you're not playing live and you're putting out an album all the time, it just felt so different, and I'm really noticing it when we're going out promoting this album now because it was just, I feel like I'm having new experiences, but that's probably because I've not put an album out at this scale since Visions of a Life came out, and that was like 2016, 2017 or whatever it was. So it's been really joyful, to be honest. It's been lovely to have proper conversations, to be in the same room as people. Even something like last night, which bands, sometimes people don't, love doing stripped back sessions or whatever. That was lovely. Like, that was a real treat, and it was a different thing. So I feel really grateful that we are not still in a pandemic. Now I've said that, some new virus will release.
50 years down the road.
Yeah, okay, I'll wait 50
Right.
years. I'll be gone by
You'll be up. I can't remember the word.
I think I did the exact same thing as you, but I laughed at you.
One's just
Oh dear.
Who's losing chicken?
The jerk chicken thing.
Will you play this entire album live in any way, shape, or form? There's always songs that don't wind up on a set list when you're touring. Every song on this new album should be played live. Like I feel like you need to capture this in some way, shape, or form and turn it into something.
I think in some form we'll probably play the songs, all of them, hopefully.
Yeah. No, like I used to think it would be quite cool to like play an album top to bottom, but now I'm like, I feel like when I go to shows, especially of artists that I like but I don't know that well, like especially if they're like, if you found them on their current album, and one of the great things about going to shows is you discover their old music and stuff. I feel like that's important. Or like you play a song, you especially when you've got a lot of albums now, but you curate your live show, like you take things that like complement each other or deep cuts to make it fresh for you. I don't want to watch one album anymore.
You actually did that.
Yeah,
It was a
it's
Blue
crap.
Weekend.
Yeah, it's
Shit.
really
We
crap.
did it once and we're like, okay. Sorry, so Contran.
That's pretty funny. Did you put any different pressures on yourself as artists because you were jumping onto a major label, or did you just walk right into it and do what you do best?
It's probably subconscious pressure that I'm not sure how it manifests itself, but in terms of like when we started making the music, the pressure's like kind of on from our inter-band relationship where we want to do something that challenges us creatively. Probably keeps the band fresh, because to do the same thing over and over again is not that appealing to us, I don't think. And then we did have this new pressure, which was to kind of not throw every single thing we possibly could into the recording and leave space for the song and make sure that all the parts were really doing their own thing. And that was a bit of a pressure and a challenge that we had. But I don't think we felt the pressure of like, we're now part of some big company.
Yeah, we weren't going, we need to write the pop bangers now, or do you know what I mean? I think that wasn't a conversation that we had.
Right.
It's always, making an album, I think it's always about what we want to do, trying to please ourselves, and that's the kind of litmus test, I think. I think all of us, like, if you put all of our tastes together, I think it's pretty broad, all of us. And the bases that we cover as listeners. So I think if all four of us are like, we really like this, I think that's pretty good,
Yeah.
That's always been the test. I think that's partially why. Pretty broad.
Okay. What were you hoping that Greg Kurstin would bring to this album, and did he deliver the goods?
He delivered everything, didn't he?
I hoped he would help us realise what we were hearing in our heads. because we had an idea, and I think even early on when we were playing it to people that, you know, people very close to us, they were like, okay, kind of get it, but we really got it. And Greg has to be the conduit for that idea of the band, you know, unless you're asking him to come in and just write everything for you, which we weren't. He has to be able to listen to the way we're describing things, which isn't always very easy, and get it onto, you know, the computer, onto tracks, whatever. And I think he did deliver that.
Yeah, I think you maybe have an idea, some people do maybe, of a super producer doing the work, you hire them to do the work for you, but he was just, you know, we hired him to enable us to do it, and that's what he did, and that's what he's so good at, you know, because he could have just done it for us, because he's so fucking brilliant at everything, and, but he was, you know, he really made it his MO to kind of go, how do I get the most out of these people to make their record for them, not going, this is my record, it's going to sound like this, which he's just such a special dude.
Can you talk a little bit about how you personally listen to music? Do you play physical media? Do you stream everything? Do you sit in a room and zone in onto the actual album and play it right through?
Depends what context you're in, isn't it? We're travelling so much at the moment, so I don't know if anyone's got a record player with them. Not listening to
We've got a hotel room, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I listen to new music, like I'll listen to an album top to bottom, but actually, like, if someone releases a new album, I'm like, right, I can't wait to listen to it from top to bottom. But actually, like old music, I playlist them. Like I don't often listen to like a lot of old stuff. I'm just thinking about this. I'm not sure, but I love playlists. And, yeah, I feel like I'm more like a song person than an album. Maybe, I don't know, but I love the album, obviously, definitely, and I love seeing how new people are treating the album now, but yeah, I do love listening to that.
Yeah. I mean, I've only had a vinyl player for like 4 years, 5, it's quite late maybe, so like the physical listening to a thing is actually just one brief time you're at home, otherwise it just follows. Or like someone recommends something, so I'll just listen to that one recommendation, and maybe that will give me an album to stream or something, you know. I still really like hearing what people introduce me to things, and I prefer, I think, you know, all of you guys show me really interesting stuff, more than maybe my algorithm does.
Right.
You know.
My algorithm's slapping at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, right. So Theo's algorithm tells me what to listen to.
My Discover Weekly is, I do enjoy it, and I'm on there.
Nice.
I love throwing a new album on and going for a run. I think that's a really where I really like listening to music when I'm running and trying to clear the headspace. But I'll, you know, sticking a vinyl on is still a really special thing.
Yeah, it really is. Like, it's an experience.
It's not having the flick, you know, not having the skip button anywhere near.
I don't know how to skip on the vinyl, so I have to listen
exactly.
to it. So I'm sure I can see certain people know how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
I do love people who, well, I don't really know, but who like, I'm thinking of one person too, but they like invite people around, you know, like, let's listen to some wine bands. I think that's such a nice idea.
Yeah.
Everyone pick a song, like, go, but I only have that for.
Yeah.
I feel like you're committing more to it. Like
It is
you've got to
nice.
sit
Definitely.
and listen to it, and it's
Yeah.
a conscious thing.
Yeah, you listen to it in a really different way.
Yeah.
There's something romantic about like the crackle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how that Blood Records pressing of The Clearing with the flowers in it. I'm curious to see what that looks like and how that sounds.
They're real flowers as well.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
amazing. Looks brilliant.
Do you know they do some amazing things? Like,
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
stuff to go back and have a look what they've done. Yeah.
I think your last one, they did a lenticular on it. Like
Yeah.
you could look at it and the image was all,
It changes.
Yeah.
Stuff or whatever, yeah. My mum's got that. Shows me it every time I go
What's
back.
it called?
Lenticular?
Lenticular.
I can't
Yeah.
remember that either.
Yeah.
I call it a hologram, but that's completely not what it is.
Similar though, like it's adding a dimension to something that's fixed. So yeah.
Teleporting.
How do you feel about social media and the connection that you can have with your fans and that they can have with you? Like I feel like there's no barriers anymore. So
Yeah, I
how do you
think
handle it?
that's interesting that you frame it like that. There's no barriers, because that is probably where the positive and negative is with that. Do you know what I mean? People need more protection because people can literally, like, anyone can say something to you all the time, which is kind of crazy and very invasive. But it's amazing. I've listened to someone talking about, because I think things like TikTok get quite a negative connotation from an older generation. And they're essentially just entertainment platforms, do you know what I mean? Some of these things, and they're not really treated like that. They're kind of treated like this, like, completely different thing. But you have so many different formats that exist on all of them, and different kind of ways that people use them, that they can be creatively amazing. Like, people are doing such amazing stuff with very little. Like, you can really excel on some of those things. But yeah, like, the fact that there's not that much kind of barrier between people or anything, and the fact that there is anonymity involved usually means that men sit there and say weird shit. And it's just like, it's such a bad exemplification of how I think the males usually, I'm not saying it's all males, kind of default to, which is this like, oh, I'm behind the curtain, I can kind of be this weird version of myself. And I think it can be terrible, but it can also be amazing. It can be an amazing vessel to spread your art. So it's just a massive catch-22 basically that needs better regulated, I think.
Right. On that topic, I polled some of your fans in the Wolf Alice Facebook group. Can I read you a couple of questions that they'd love to hear?
What's your problem?
Ken would like to know when your rock opera is going to come out.
Oh, yes, so do I. That'd be so much fun.
I've been telling Ellie she needs to write a musical.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we do a good rock.
Yeah, maybe it's like the natural progression of things. It's like,
Do you ever say natural progression for rock? What's the natural progression?
what we're going to do next? Rock opera.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Alright, that's what it's called.
The Black Parade.
Bradley is interested in knowing how you're going to use the neural quad cortex in your stage setup.
Oh, what? Is that the...
Bradley.
They're the digital amps that we're playing with at the moment.
Yeah.
We're working with a fabulous guitar tech at the moment called Shingo. And we are playing around with some new stuff. Some digital ampy things. They're cool. They do a thing. An amp does a thing. We're just kind of working it out. It's always an evolution. Kind of boring answer. So just kind of fiddling with them and seeing how they kind of fit in the setup at the moment. They're powerful. They can do a hell of a lot. They're really impressive, I have to say.
Paul would like to know where you got your new guitars from.
I got a Heritage H157 from Heritage. It was black, and I stripped all the paintwork off, reshaped the neck and refinished it and put some new stuff inside of it. That's the kind of Les Pauly shaped one. I don't know what else. There's an Eastman, there's a Washburn acoustic that's really nice. It's like a 70s D28 copy, like a lawsuit era guitar. That's really nice. There's an Eastman acoustic that they gave me. I love Eastman, they're a great company. You got a really cool new Gretsch.
Iconic Gretsch.
There's an old Super Chet, I think it is, isn't it?
I don't remember the name.
You bought that at Hank's Music on Denmark Street, which is a great shop.
It's a really good shop.
It's a really good shop.
Thanks, Hank.
Richard would like to know how Joel always plays with a traditional stick grip, as opposed to matched.
I asked somebody that I knew was playing like that. I said, how do you do that? I don't think I can do that. And then they said, have you ever tried? And I went, no. And then I tried, and I could kind of do it. And I've just been doing it since. Just answer for that. People ask me about that, and I don't know why. I honestly did it for vanity in the beginning. I just thought it looked cooler. And when we used to play like Beautifully Unconventional and stuff, I was just like, just kind of fitted a bit more.
Right.
And it's just stayed with me. Yeah.
And lastly, Ruby would like to know if you would ever consider doing surprise songs when you're touring. So mixing up your set list by pre-rehearsing a few tracks and then just
I would love to do that.
sifting them around at different dates.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the dream, but I feel like Yeah, it's really hard. Like we don't have a lot of time to rehearse, and sometimes you wanna. Well, I feel like it's really nerve-wracking playing a new thing. You want to know that you're rehearsed, and we've got a lot of songs now. And I often feel like, can you play this? It's like I can't do things like that. I just know how to play stuff straight away. You need to rehearse, and sometimes I don't have time. But their dream is to learn everything, and so you can do that. Switch up for your audience and switch up for ourselves as well. I definitely would love to do that, but I hope people know that that's really hard.
Well, we do take pride in making a set that really works. Is kind of something that's played from one end to the other. Do you know what I mean? We really do try and work hard to make that flow right, so it's not just a bunch of songs just randomly written down. You know, there's real effort. I like Surprise song though. It made me feel like it was going to be asking us to do like a flash mob or something like that.
Right.
Maybe we could do a musical flash mob, musical rock opera.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Right?
Hey, thanks for hanging around as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
Appreciate it.
For sure.